This young man gets some animal crackers as a wedding gift, but little does he know, the crackers hold magical powers that can change the man's life forever. The world's most famous circus is owned by Huntington brothers. The elder one, named Horatio, hosts the show and introduces several unique performers. The most popular ones are the Bullet Man and Chesterfield, the clown. Each performance is planned carefully to give full entertainment to the audience. The younger brother, Bob, handles all the backstage management, and he never wished to be in the spotlight. Moreover, he's not even interested in earning money. All he wants is to entertain people. Because of Bob's innocence, Horatio keeps most of the earnings. One day, the circus fortune teller, Esmeralda, brings her niece, Talia. She has just arrived from the countryside to look for a job. Talia has exceptional beauty, which makes Horatio immediately fall in love with her. He hires Talia right away and makes her a major part of the circus show. However, Talia likes introverted and innocent people like Bob. In the next 2 years, Horatio keeps trying to get close to Talia and impress her with his muscles and charms, but Talia keeps ignoring him. Meanwhile, she forms a strong friendship with Bob that turns into deep affection. One day, Horatio catches Bob and Talia kissing, but he stays quiet and wishes for them to break up. In contrast, their love grows stronger, and they eventually decide to get married. Hearing this, Horatio boils in anger and calls Talia a gold digger. When Bob tries to defend her, Horatio asks him to choose one, his brother and Circus, or his love. Bob chooses the latter and happily gets married. After their wedding ceremony, Esmeralda gives them a magic wooden box. This box helps Bob to build a successful animal circus. It became even more famous than the previous one. Horatio keeps trying to figure out how Bob found such talented animals, but it remains a secret. The biggest fans of the animal circus are Bob's nephew, Owen, and the daughter of a businessman, Zoe. Chesterfield, the clown, notices the attraction between Owen and Zoe and helps them get closer. The young couple keep meeting at the circus and eventually fall in love. Zoe's father, Mr. Woodley, was always against this relationship because of the difference in family statuses. He agrees to their marriage on one condition. Owen has to give up on his dream of working in the circus and must join Mr. Woodley's company of dog biscuits. For the sake of his love, Owen agrees to this deal, but it turns out to be the worst decision he has ever taken. Even after several years of marriage and childbirth, Mr. Woodley still hasn't accepted Owen as his son-in-law. Poor Owen has to work in the factory and carry out the disgusting tasks of tasting dog biscuits. Tired of the weird taste, Owen teams up with factory chemist, Binkley, and together they are trying to revolutionize the dog biscuits. Owen takes Zoe to show her the machine Binkley built. With a little adjustments, they will be able to create dog biscuits with the taste of human food like pizza or cheeseburger. Owen tastes the first batch, but it does not come out right and makes him throw up. Suddenly, Mr. Woodley's personal assistant Brock arrives to take Zoe for the board meeting. He does not like Owen trying to gain success, so he secretly messes up the biscuit machine. After a while, Mr. Woodley arrives as well, and Zoe proudly tells him about her husband's unique idea. Mr. Woodley wants to see the test run, but due to the faults Brock made, the machine explodes into pieces. While Owen is struggling with his career, his uncle Bob is running his animal circus successfully. However, Horatio hasn't given up yet. He sneaks into the circus and tries to find the secret to Bob's success. The guard dog catches him, but Horatio starts a fire to scare the dog and runs away with his assistant. The fire spreads to the whole circus and destroys everything. Unfortunately, Bob and Talia die in this incident. The next day, the circus staff arranges the funeral and gathers all of Bob's relatives and friends, including Owen, Zoe, and their daughter Mackenzie. Chesterfield gives a heart-touching speech to explain how Bob and Talia always treated the staff like a family. Suddenly, Horatio arrives and starts complaining about his brother for stealing his love and success. Now he wants his rights by taking over the circus and the secret to the animal performances. The staff members protest against this idea, so Horatio brings his men to fight. Owen sneaks out of the funeral with his family and proceeds towards his car. Suddenly, the guard dog runs to Owen and gives him the magic box left by Bob. Owen takes the magic box and drives away. Horatio suspects the box and sends his assistant Zucchini to investigate the whole matter. On the way home, Owen opens the box and finds some animal crackers inside it. As the box looks really old, Owen does not let his family eat the expired crackers. The box also consists of a circus drawing Owen made when he was just a little kid. He starts to miss his uncle and gets sad, but Mackenzie distracts him because she's feeling really hungry. Zoe stops the car to buy some fruits while Owen gets a phone call from Binkley. She informs him about the latest test runs of the machine, and surprisingly, they are getting worse. Owen believes that it must be Brock who's messing up their experiments. It's not the first time he's used wrong ways to earn Mr. Woodley's favor. Binkley agrees and starts cursing Brock. Owen also starts recalling all their past experiences and gets lost in thoughts. Unintentionally, he opens the magic box and eats a hamster-shaped cracker. All of a sudden, Owen turns into a talking hamster. Zucchini witnesses this magic too, and finally understands how Bob was getting the circus animals. Zoe returns to the car and panics to see the talking hamster, but she gets more shocked after realizing that it's Owen. At the back of his childhood drawing, Bob had written a message that warned Owen not to eat any crackers before meeting Chesterfield. Zoe turns back the car and rushes to the circus because only Chesterfield can help them right now. Zucchini starts following them using shortcuts, and he keeps updating Horatio as well. At first, Horatio refuses to believe that crackers can be magical, but then he remembers that Esmeralda always had weird magical objects. Horatio orders Zucchini to bring the animal crackers at any cost, but seeing Zucchini following them, Bob makes a plan to escape. He goes to the back seat and eats a bear-shaped cookie. Just in a blink of an eye, Bob turns into a grizzly bear and scares away Zucchini. Afterward, the family reaches the circus and meets the clown. Chesterfield takes the box and starts looking for a specific cracker. It is shaped exactly like Owen. It will turn him back to normal. Whenever a person eats an animal cracker, he will turn into that animal. Meanwhile, a cracker shaped like that person automatically appears in the box. Chesterfield does not know how it works, so he calls it magic. Moreover, the box never gets empty and produces crackers by itself. After Bob, Owen is responsible to protect this box from getting in bad hands, especially Horatio's. As soon as Zucchini returns to him, Horatio calls him in the office and asks about the box. They have to get it at any cost. Horatio believes that Bob was too dumb to use the magic to its full potential, but Horatio will not make this mistake. He's going to use this power to rule over the world. Saying this, Horatio sends away Zucchini and orders him not to come back until he gets the magic box. Meanwhile, Chesterfield declares Owen as the next owner of the circus. However, Owen immediately refuses because he does not find himself worthy enough. He's just an unlucky guy who eats dog biscuits for a living. Chesterfield advises Owen to be confident about his skills because Bob believed in him. He's a special guy. Joe also agrees with Chesterfield because this was Owen's dream. He has been trying for years to impress Mr. Woodley, but that's never going to happen, so it's better to do something he actually loves. Owen still refuses the offer and walks away, saying that the circus will never work without Bob and Talia. Seeing the disappointment in the staff's faces, Joe decides to take care of the circus. Against her father's will, she quits her job and starts renovating the circus. Just in a few weeks, the circus starts to get back to its magical look, while Owen is dragging his life by eating dog biscuits. He keeps working on the biscuit machine as well, but it does not seem to work any soon. Mr. Woodley is also struggling with his company because Zoe used to handle all the finances. Moreover, he's planning to inherit the company from Brock and asks him to take charge. Brock himself does not know any work except maintaining his looks. He dumps all the work on Owen and asks him to finish it in an hour. Owen tries to explain how complicated it is, but Mr. Woodley does not seem to care. Meanwhile, Binkley keeps working on the cookies, but they keep turning out to be a failure. Later that night, Owen returns home with all of his energy drained out. Suddenly, Zoe reaches there, and she smells like cotton candy after working all day at the circus. Mackenzie stays at the circus too, but she misses her dad and goes to sleep with Mackenzie. The next day, Owen goes to the circus with his family and gets shocked to see how well it has been reconstructed. It's just like the old times. However, the public response is not good because they want to see the animal tricks Bob used to perform. Chesterfield is also panicking and asks Zoe to figure out a solution. Soon, the audience gets more frustrated and starts insulting the circus staff. Mackenzie feels really sorry and begs his dad to do something. He must use the animal crackers to save the show. Owen never performed on stage before, but he takes the chance for the sake of his daughter. He becomes a horse and climbs up a high spot. Owen feels nervous, but Chesterfield assures him of the safety. All he has to do is to jump down and eat the fish cracker before he lands in the fishbowl. Chesterfield pushes Owen towards the fishbowl, but he eats the cracker and turns into a fish for a safe landing. The audience cheers in excitement, and the circus gets back its fame and magic. Owen also gains confidence and does several more acts without any hesitation. He feels more alive after doing what he actually loves. The circus is where he truly belongs. For his final act, He turns into a mighty tiger and pretends to be untamed. The audience stays quiet and tremble in fear. Owen gradually walks towards Mackenzie and asks her if she wants to join the show. Mackenzie starts caressing the lion and shocks the audience. Afterward, she rides the lion and performs several stunts. She's born a performer just like her dad. Once the show ends, Chesterfield admires Owen's talent, and also says thanks to Zoe because the circus would never have reopened without her. Seeing all the joy, Owen realizes the mistake he made years ago. He shouldn't have ever left the circus. This is Owen's home and his family. He's going to quit his toxic job and start working at the circus. Horatio is secretly hearing everything and decides to steal the crackers after Owen resigns from his job, so he gets left with nothing. The next day, Owen says goodbye to Mr. Woodley and gives him 2 circus tickets. Instead of forcing her daughter, Mr. Woodley should see what Zoe loves doing. As Owen gets out of the office, he runs into Brock, who starts humiliating him. Owen tries to walk away without any argument, but Brock takes away his magic box. Owen asks him to give it back, but Brock opens the magic box and eats one of the crackers. He turns into a monkey and runs around in panic. Owen eats the lion cracker from the ground and follows Brock to get back the magic box. They keep running all around the building and end up in Binkley's laboratory. Brock accidentally falls into the cookie batch and burns himself. He goes to the corridor and eventually falls out of the window. Brock lands right on top of Zucchini and spills all the crackers. Zucchini tries to steal the magic box, but Owen scares him away. Zucchini does not want to return empty-handed, so he takes Brock to Horatio. They check his hands and find something really valuable. It's Owen regenerating cracker. Without it, Owen can't turn back to human form. He returns home and informs Zoe about his resignation. She asks him to turn to normal, but Owen can't do that because he lost his cracker. He has been looking for it for hours but failed. Zoe tries to help him and suggests he should eat more crackers, but that does not work. The box keeps adding new animals but no new human crackers. Owen can't live like this, but they need to try until they find the lost cracker. For the next few days, Owen works perfectly at the circus, but at home, he's struggling to fit in. He can't even do small chores and destroys everything he touches. He's also losing his self-worth and feels like a family pet. Chesterfield notices the stress on Owen's face and advises him not to give up. Things are definitely hard living like this, but if they look at the bright side, Owen and Zoe have brought life back to the circus. They not only brought the circus family together, but also tons of families in the audience. Owen is making people happy, and it is not a small thing, so he shouldn't feel unworthy. Before the show starts, Horatio arrives there and takes Owen for an important conversation. He shows Owen the lost cracker and threatens to crush it. Owen agrees to do anything in exchange for the cracker, so Horatio asks for the ownership of the circus and the magic box. Surprisingly, Owen declines the offer. He is willing to spend his whole life as a beast to keep his family and loved ones happy. Horatio realizes that Owen is as stubborn as Bob, so it's time to use the hard way. He uses the few crackers he got from Brock and turns his staff into animals. They forcefully snatch away the magic box and turn Owen back to normal. Horatio greets the staff members and introduces himself as the new owner of the circus. Moreover, he fires all of the current employees and hires his own staff. Suddenly, the Bullet Man flies there out of nowhere and throws Horatio on the ground. The magic box also spills down, so Owen asks all of his mates to eat a cracker and get ready to fight Horatio. The circus shoe turns into a fight between animals while the magic box keeps getting tossed here and there. Eventually, Owen succeeds in getting the box and asks Horatio to give up. Horatio picks up a few crackers from the ground and eats them all together to become the strongest species. He turns into a monster which seems like a combination of several different animals. Suddenly, the circus dog and cat step forward and tell Horatio to stop this madness. They are actually Bob and Talia, who lost their crackers in the fire. Bob does not want his brother to live like a monster, but Horatio has already taken his decision. He tries to fly away with Bob and Talia, but Owen sends Bullet Man to stop him. Others land safely, but Talia gets stuck on a high spot, so Mackenzie turns into a monkey to save her. Meanwhile, Owen faces a showdown with Horatio and gets thrown mercilessly on the ground. Owen falls unconscious while Mackenzie is protecting the magic box all by herself. Zoe immediately takes the elephant cracker and pushes Horatio towards the net. He gets badly trapped and begs for mercy. Owen turns him into a hamster and arrests his mates. The audience witnessed everything and assumed that it was a part of the show. They surely loved it and cheered for Owen and his team. Later that night, Owen finds all the human crackers and turns his family back to normal. Zoe gets really happy to see everything in place, but still wishes that her dad had understood them. Little does she know, Mr. Woodley watched the whole show and loved it. He finally understands Zoe's passion and lets her continue working at the circus. Beside that, Binkley has finally invented something. It's not dog cookies, but human snacks that give animal skin to anyone. It's temporary and harmless and disappears with a burp. Mr. Woodley believes that it's going to be a huge success, and Binkley deserves to be his business partner. To celebrate so much good news, Zoe has prepared a special show. She gives a secret cracker to Owen that turns him into a fire-breathing dragon. There's no end to creativity, so the circus will successfully run for centuries.